leaks upon leaks upon leaks, and not the vegetable kind, the Warhammer kind, and I kind of feel both of these are kind of sus. The first one we're going to talk about is the Codex Roadmap, and then we're going to go on to this apparent book leak for Black Library, which then goes on to the end of the Siege of Terra, because it's not over yet, and this could lead into the Scouring series. So let's jump in and let's get waffling. So let's start, of course, with this, the Codex Roadmap, which you're seeing in the window next to me right now, and I definitely believe someone from Nintendo has made this. I truly want to believe it. I really, really do. I think this could be a great Codex Roadmap. There's some things in here that do make sense, but there's a lot of other things that are really, really sus as well. So firstly, we all know Blood Angels are going to be the next Codex. Apparently, it's going to be released on the 7th of September, for those people who are not aware. We've still got the Sanguinor and the Sanguine Regard to show off, and of course the Combat Patrol box set, which will have some of those things inside of it. But the Blood Angels, we all know about that. When it comes to Codex Thousand Suns, that kind of does make sense, and I've said this before via streams and stuff, with the way that Space Marine 2 is about to be released, I think it could be co-marketing to release the Thousand Suns Codex, because the Thousand Suns are the main bad guys in that game. Even though it's portrayed as the Tyranids, it's not. It is going to be the Thousand Suns, so maybe the Thousand Sun Codex releasing around that time could be pretty cool. Yeah, I could definitely see something like that. Now, when it comes to the Astra Militarum, this is where I'm a bit 50-50, because I've heard the Astra Militarum are going to be next year, and with it, that's when we're getting that range refresh of the Krieg, all brand new plastic Krieg stuff for people who enjoy gas masks and entrenching tools. Leagues of Votann, I do believe, are going to be out this year. We've got a few teasers, and just today, as I'm recording this video, they've just announced the first League of Votann novel, none other by Gav Thorpe. Orange in the background, orange upon orange. It's like Valrak yellow in the background, as you can see. Yeah, winter 2024. Don't forget, winter goes all the way. Is it from November all the way to February or something like that? It doesn't just mean like all the way to December. Imperial Knights, Chaos Knights, I can definitely see them releasing back to back. It does make sense. Like, whoever's made this, I truly believe they've really thought about it. Death Guard, I think that could make sense as well. Codex Eldari in the spring, Grey Knights and World Eaters. There's going to be a massive refresh for Codex Eldari, so a spring release for that could absolutely work. Do you know what, right? Maybe this is real. The more I look at it, the more I think about it, the more I want it to be real, right? I think it would make perfect sense. We know Grey Knights are going to be next year because they stated it in the Deathwatch article as well, and they should be getting a couple of new models. I've heard potentially some kind of new vehicle upgrade kit, maybe for the Baby Carrier Knight, and I've also heard some rumors about Caldor Drago, but nothing to build foundations on of that. Codex World Eaters, again, I don't know really what they're going to bring out for them. I would personally love Red Butchers, but I don't think they're ever going to be introduced into Warhammer 40,000. I know a lot of people are saying like a World Eater Surgeon is potentially on the cards and stuff. World Eater players, what would you like for yours? Going back to Leagues of Votann, I have no idea what they're going to be getting. I have heard they are getting a Wave 2 in models. Maybe they're going to get like a big refresh, but again, I'm not really sure. What it is, if it's real, if it's not real, I'm saying it's not real at this moment in time. If you want to believe it's real, then believe it's real. We'll know, right, if the Thousand Suns is the next Codex. Then we can come back to this and say, well, and then I can give you, the people who believe it's real, the vindication rack that you absolutely deserve. But for now, I'm not taking this as real. I want to believe, but I don't believe. It's as simple as that. Now, next up is this, and this is a brand new, well, we think it's going to be a Siege of Terra book. It was titled Era of Ruin. It's a anthology with a bunch of short stories in here from some of the big authors that wrote during the Horus Heresy and the Siege of Terra series. Myself and a lot of people think this is going to be kind of a wrap-up from some of the loose ends that happened at the Siege of Terra. I personally believe this is real. The backstory of this over from Facebook when it was first posted is that the chap who first posted these images found it in a charity shop. just randomly on a shelf. I don't know whether to believe him or not. I don't know if that's a viable story, but that is the story that was put out there, and then it was deleted. Like the main images were deleted, but by then the images like this were all around. They're on Twitter, they're on Facebook, Instagram. Everyone's been talking about them for the past week. The contents and stuff in here. You can see like Angels of Another Age by John French, Fulgurite by Nick Kime, Fragments by Dan Abnett, Ex Libris by John French, System Purge by Gav Thorpe, After the Dawn, The Darkness by Guy Haler, Homebound by Chris Ray, and The Carrion Lord of the Imperium by Aram Dembski Bowden. Now, personally, I think Angels of Another Age, that can all be about the Space Marines just becoming to terms of like, this is no longer the Great Crusade now, it is another age upon us. It is something that's going to be happening and going forward with the Imperium. The next story, which is listed as the Fulgurite on here by Nick Kime, I think that is going to revolve around the Salamanders. The Fulgurite was something that Vulcan had and everything like that. And we know Nick Kime has been dedicated to the Salamanders during the process of the Horus Heresy / the Siege of Terra. Well, I didn't really write for the Siege of Terra, but for the Horus Heresy. Fragments by Dan Abnett, and it's got All We Have Left in brackets. Absolutely no idea what that could mean. Maybe it's something to do, I don't know, with Old Person and John Grammaticus and stuff like that. Ex Libris by John French. I think that's definitely going to address maybe the Imperial Fists and the Librarians, because Dawn locked all his Librarians away. And I know John French has written a lot of the Imperial Fist stuff in the Siege of Terra and the Horus Heresy. System Purge by Gav Thorpe. I guess that's just the System Purge of the Sol system, getting all the traitors, all the bad guys out of there, purging them all the way back, taking it back and putting it back in the Imperium's hands again. After the Dawn, The Darkness by Guy Haler. Absolutely no idea. Guy Haler, I'm just thinking Gilliman straight away, maybe Gilliman's Arrival or something like that, where they're setting stuff out like, okay, we need to do this, we need to do that now, etc., etc. Homebound by Chris Ray. Chris Ray has always been attached mostly to the White Scars, and I think that's what that's going to do. It's all about the White Scars going back to Chigoris and them leaving the system, maybe with their wounded Primarch, Jagatai Khan, of course, because we all know what happened to him during the Siege of Terra. And the Carrion Lord of the Imperium by Aram Dembski Bowden, that has to be dedicated to the Emperor. The Emperor on the Golden Throne is maybe his last thoughts or something, his last, I don't know, his last speech, maybe his last message to one of his sons or something like that. It's really, really, we can go down a rabbit hole. Again, this could link into a couple of things. It could definitely link into the Scouring series, which I've heard is happening at Black Library. I've heard the first couple of books are more or less done and they're ready to go, so we can start that series. It could lead into Dan Abnett's third Beckwin book. You know, the Carrion Lord of the Imperium. Maybe there's some hints in there of, you know, the realm between realms and stuff, and the King in Yellow. Maybe Valdor's leaving and stuff in that. Can give us more hints to that. I don't know. There's just some mad things that could potentially happen in there. I know a lot of people have been saying this looks fake. It could be fake, right? You can't really trust anything randomly posted on the internet. I want to believe, again, that this is real, because I think there's some really, really funky stories in there. Again, they're all short stories by the measurement of like 15 to 35. Only a couple of pages and stuff like that. It's going to be nothing like mind-blowing in depth. It's just wrapping up maybe some of those character arcs and stuff like that. But I hope it's real, and I hope we get an announcement very, very soon off Games Workshop itself. Anyway, brothers, that's enough waffling for me, as always. Thank you for coming. Thank you for watching. Please stop sending me the Codex Roadmap. I'll appreciate that. My DMs are full. My Instagrams, my Facebooks, my Twitters, Discord. Just stop it, right? Stop it. I've covered it now. You can leave me alone. In terms of the book, I want that to be real. I think that could be absolutely fantastic to get more stories with Primarchs, Marines that we all love during the Siege of Terra / the Horus Heresy. But let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section, and we'll have a nice little chin wag down there, as we always do. Thank you. See ya. Have a great day, evening, night, wherever you are in the world, and bye-bye.